Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Nothing Venture, Nothing Gain, our weekly podcast where we talk about all the fintechs that we're building at SC Ventures, and in particular for this week, two things that are very important to us: digital assets and the Digital Asset Summit that just happened in New York. I'm your host, Harald. This week I have Gwak, who's the CEO and founder of Libeara.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I'm Gwak of Libeara, an incubated startup within the SC Ventures umbrella of digital assets, and we specialize in the tokenization of funds and bonds.
You and I are just back from the Digital Asset Summit that was in New York. Maybe three takeaways from me, and maybe I'd love to get your takeaways. The first one is we hosted a very cool event with our partner OKX. I think we had close to 200 people, both on the TradFi and DeFi space. We had our ventures represented, Zodia Marquez, Zodia Custody, and Libeara that co-hosted the event with us. Super relevant people, super relevant conversations. The event itself, over 3,000 attendees overall, making really that market, the US, probably the most important market for digital assets, and specifically with the new administration putting a lot of focus on digital assets and using both Bitcoins, XRP, and a number of other coins as part of their strategic reserve. So that was the second takeaway. By the way, Donald Trump made a special appearance at that summit. And the third one was really, for me, the convergence of TradFi and DeFi, specifically on the topics of tokenization, real-world assets, stable coins, and what's going to come next. A lot of conversations with Libeara. I was quite impressed with how top of mind you were with a lot of these players. So what were your takeaways there?
Yeah, the three short takeaways for me is that indeed, as you mentioned, the center of gravity, in fact, around digital assets is revolving around the US, certainly with the new administration in play. Second, tokenization, especially in the RWA sector, is very much a part of the equation when anyone talks about digital assets today. Maybe a few years ago, digital assets really revolved around cryptocurrencies, but now it's broadened up and RWA tokenization is very much part of the equation. And three, a lot more established financial institutions are paying attention to digital assets, not as private chain assets, but in the public chain arena. And I think this is a very interesting development for us, especially at Libeara and from a Standard Chartered ecosystem in general, because we're one of the few financial institutions that embraced public chain infrastructure from the very beginning. And so to see a lot more institutions embracing this is absolutely great to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was the feedback we received from a lot of people. Standard Chartered Bank is perceived as an early adopter of public blockchain. Super quickly on you, I think specifically on you and on Libeara, but to your point, traditional players, I was impressed with BlackRock making big announcements during that conference, Apollo, Wellington, and to your point, like big asset managers coming to that space, and also DeFi players, the likes of Solana, who by the way mentioned you a few times, Avalanche making a few announcements, and Ripple as well during that conference. So quite impressed. Maybe when it comes to, if you want to talk a little bit about the tokenization effort that you're doing, specifically around Ultra, the amount of TVL you already have out there, and what's coming next.
Yeah, no, very happy that $130 million worth of tokens are using our technology in the public markets today. Of course, we expect to grow that multiple times in the next few months, of course. But most importantly, we want to see more interesting products to come that really take advantage of the fact that issuers and investors can really be much more closer together with less intermediaries, and that brings about a huge amount of interesting opportunities to come. Very excited to see that.
Great. Well, I think that's it for today. Maybe just one quick mention about Libeara. They had their recent fund, Ultra Fund, being rated by 3 different agencies. If you want to know more about Libeara and about what Aaron is building, feel free to reach out to us or reach out to him directly, and we'll put all the contact information and the details. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you.